Good afternoon. So here's the warning. Serena doesn't have the COVID, but she, since I've known her, has had this super loud cough. So she's officially barred from public for like probably 2 months. Probably last 2 months.
Yeah, for the rest of my life.
Yeah, sorry, we're just getting a call. There we go.
Oh, that might actually be a call because the schools are supposed to be phoning today.
Oh.
But you guys take priority.
Yep. So this video is about what our crop plan farm plan was, and how it has changed into something totally different, or partially different. The gist of it is less fancy, more the stuff that holds well in the field, because we were planning this spring to have Serena and me have like 2 days a week where both kids were, either in daycare or in school. And then, 3 days a week where it was just Sam that we had to look after. And he's a little bit more willing to hang out with us outside to do, like our projects and stuff like that. So now instead we've got,
Yeah, because there's no daycare and there's no school.
There's no daycare in school.
So.
Yeah. So now we're just like, one person has to be at the beck and call of our kids, or we can leave them alone for a little bit and then come back to a disaster.
But which is fine, because it's exactly what happened last year.
Yeah, it's the same as last year. Like right now for us, it's almost identical to last spring, because last spring we never left the house.
Yeah.
We never left the property.
April is our busiest month, pretty much, of the year.
We don't have any friends. We have friends, and
we currently are talking to 22 of our friends.
Yeah, but we don't actually like do social stuff that often, and
Yeah, we're too busy. We have other things to do. Like grow food.
This has been a 3-year journey, probably about 3 years now. Like
what?
Because I was working a bunch to save up the money to do this. And then like the farm and stuff, like the moving stuff, we've been going pretty hard for a bunch of years to try to put this together. So we haven't really been doing a lot socially for a long time.
We're in Lake Country.
Yeah.
So we're the opposite suburb from West Bank.
Hello everybody.
Yeah. Ian's really focused on the childcare aspect of our farm plan for this year, because the weather's been so bad right now. We just made that like weather whining video, but it's been seasonably, cold and not very nice. So, we're going outside because we have stuff to do, but the kids don't really want to go outside.
Yeah.
The kids prefer nice weather for playing outside. And once the weather's nicer, then it makes it way easier.
They'll be willing to spend more time outside.
Yeah. Like our kids spend all day, we have like a playground structure like a swing set and a slide thing for them. And it's set up under the shade, and they have all their spots to play and everything, so it's not too bad once the season gets going.
So on to the crops.
Well, farm planning.
The first casualty of all of this.
Well, okay, first let's give backstory.
Well, the first casualty is bagged lettuce. We spent a lot of time last year like washing lettuce and then putting it in bags and like weighing it and all that type of stuff. And it was a great seller, and it's a great driver of profits as far as, getting people to come to our stand and want to buy stuff from us. But we are, ultimately, we'd rather sell head lettuce, because head lettuce is zero waste, and it's less labor on our parts.
Yeah. And like pretty much the bagged lettuce was the only thing that we couldn't really find a solution.
Yeah, like a zero waste or a very low waste, an elastic band type thing.
Yeah.
And it's got the beautiful alternative of just buy head of lettuce.
Yeah. That literally, it doesn't even have an elastic band on it.
So this year we're just like, we're not doing the bag lettuce. We had plans to. It's not happening. And so
Yeah, it's just, even last year we had people ask like a lot, like, oh, is this washed? And we're like, yeah, but like you still like wash your veggies, like, like we're keeping food safety in mind. But
yeah,
and then
like
this
we're always
year,
gonna tell people to wash
yeah,
their produce. Like we have to, right? That's a liability issue from us. We can't be like, oh yeah, it's good to eat right away.
like we don't wash our produce.
Yeah,
But-
we'd eat it right out of the field, but
Yeah, Leah wanted to be in the live video, but we told her she's not allowed
yeah,
because YouTube doesn't like unedited children footage.
yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't really mind getting rid of salad mix,
Yeah.
for this year, just because.
I'm pretty sure we'll have it again next year.
Yeah, it's it's such a customer driver.
Mhm.
Like it's kind of like the lost leader for the farm stand. It's like everyone wants salad mix, and then once you have them there, because your salad mix is so good, then you can convert them into being a customer for your other veggies.
When somebody just buys a bag of salad mix, I get them this high.
Yeah, it's like, or if they come and they buy like multiple bags of the salad mix and that's all they buy, it's like. But our other plan was, because our salad mix was way too cheap last year. We were like selling it at wholesale prices, and so the plan was we were gonna actually up the price on the salad mix this year, anyways, because we were selling it for a half a pound for $5, and
some of those had edible flowers in it too, so it wasn't just the effort of doing all the salad mix stuff. We'd pick like nasturtiums and was it calendula? My mouth can't say that word.
calendula.
Yeah.
It was mostly nasturtiums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like somebody would be walking by with their kids, and then their kids would see like a salad mix with all these pretty colors on the top, and the kid would be like, ah, and then they're buying it at that point in time. Kids got it in their hands. They're all excited to eat salad. So mom's like, yeah, we're buying this. It was an easy sell with the flowers.
Yeah, totally. Well, the salad mix was so good.
Mhm.
Like we don't really like salad, like the two of us.
Yeah.
We'd rather eat like pretty much anything but lettuce. But last year we were like, oh, lettuce,
Yeah.
because it was that Salanova lettuce is really really tasty. Yeah, and so it was a super premium product to be set. Our plan is to still have $5 bags. It's just they can't be a half pound. It's too much.
Yeah.
It'd be like more like a third of a pound. We're in Canada, and the only place that we sell our stuff is like locally. So
Yeah.
we don't do any shipping. We
it's just us, right? That's the plan for the farm is to build it up to the size that it maxes out our labor and maybe like some university student
like
summertime labor.
I wouldn't mind getting like in the long term.
Yeah.
Like
But our plan is never to be a big thing. We just kind of want to build a little business that we can do our thing.
yeah, like our property here is 2.5 acres, and I think we could probably grow, like max out growing on 1.5 acres.
Yeah.
That's probably the maximum amount of space that we have to actually grow. But I mean, the farm last year was like, what was it? Like the main
4,000
farm
square-
section was 4,000 square feet. And then we had probably, like maybe another 2,000 square feet. Like the flower farm was 1,000 square feet. And then we had a section with garlic. Maybe 7,000 square feet is what we grew on, including the greenhouses. But so like that's not a lot of space, and we grew like a crazy amount of food.
Yeah.
Like our issue with what we grew last year wasn't that we couldn't sell more because we ran out of food to sell. We need to build customers more than we need to build our ability to grow more food.
Somebody just saying they grew Salanova because of us. The crazy thing about Salanova,
It's really good.
It's not only like great in the cold, great in the hot, great at keeping well, but you can grow it hydroponically too, can't you? Isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
It's one of like the.
I definitely think that I've seen the head lettuces in the grocery store that have like the roots still attached, and they look exactly like the Salanova butter lettuce.
It's one of those magic creatures. Like sequoia trees, I think are the perfect. They're like the perfect beings because they're just like these invincible, live forever.
Yeah, I mean the Salanova lettuce is expensive, but it's worth the money.
Yeah.
Like it's like really good. Like it's good stuff. Highly recommend.
Just one sec. We got a child coming over. Hey Sam, do you want to play with Play-Doh in the other room?
Our kids are hovering. Okay, so backstory. Where we are, we live in Kelowna, BC, Canada. I saw someone ask that. Okay, so the backstory is we had everything all planned out. We had Ian and I sat down, we crunched out what we were gonna grow for the year so that we were so I was buying seed according to what we're gonna grow because as you guys probably know, I have a seed buying addiction, so I'll just buy everything. So I wanted to be more focused. So we had this big plan. A lot of it was we were gonna do a lot more greens. We were gonna do some more baby greens. We're gonna do lots of spinach and we bought a bunch of insect netting for this year. Because last year we were growing with really, really basic tools and infrastructure and everything. We didn't really invest very much money. So, the plan was, okay, we saw where the hiccups were last year. Let's invest in the things that'll do better. One of those things was we had lots of pest issues. There was a handful of crops we couldn't even bother growing,
turnips.
Like the Hackeri turnips, which are these little white salad turnips.
And they're really good. We were eating them like crazy the year before.
They're really good.
And they roasting them.
Yeah, they sell really well here. People know the Hackeri turnips by name. Will ask for them, so it's a valuable crop for us to grow. So to do that,
and just completely destroyed.
We planted it at 50-foot bed, and there was nothing to sell out of it.
We didn't even want to eat it.
Yeah, the chickens got fed so much of it they didn't even want to eat it anymore either.
Yeah, they're like, we'll pick the bugs out of it.
Yeah, but so we invested over the winter. We bought a bunch of insect netting. So, we have a couple rolls of that. We have enough to do, I think, 12 beds to have insect netting if we need it. Another issue that we ran into last year was the weeds. We just got swamped by weeds. And so the focus for this year is we want to be on top of the weeds before the weeds are an issue. So I bought this tine weeder, which is something that you run it over the beds a couple times a week, and it gets the weeds before they've right when they've germinated. So
also we're gonna put landscape fabric around the perimeter of our main farm area.
Yeah, another issue that we had was the grass, because it's just grass, evil grass everywhere. And
yeah, it's the kind that the rhizomes it'll go probably this far
farther
it'll go farther, but it'll usually go about this far and then it'll pop up.
Yeah, but so we fought the good fight, and we did really good at fighting the grass.
Yeah, there's areas that this year in the farm
it looks
there's
really
not
good.
A lot of grass in there.
Yeah, but it was creeping in from the edge of the farm because it was just we just cut the farm out, so it was just grass creeping in on all the edges. So that meant we're losing 5 feet on every end of our 50-foot beds.
Yeah,
which is significant.
And just all the effort of weeding, constantly trying to keep the grass out.
So this year we bought some 3-foot landscape fabric, and we're putting a perimeter of the landscape fabric around the entire farm, which is basically, that's 3 feet for the grass to fight under before it can pop up again. So
it'll probably just grow through the landscape fabric.
It does grow through. It grows through the landscape fabric for sure. Yeah. I had that issue.
Everywhere you put the little landscape staple down in through, it'll grow through there. Yeah. You'll find that bit of light.
It's a nasty weed.
But regardless, it'll make it way easier.
It's gonna make a big difference.
It'll slow it down.
Yeah. So we had this plan for going ahead for how to deal with the issues that we had last year. And then the next thing is we wanted to focus more, like, you know, we'd sold for a year, so we'd seen a bunch of these different crops that are going to do well. Basically, we basically had done like our market testing year by selling stuff at the farmers market. We saw how well all the greens sold, so we wanted to do more of the greens. You know, we another thing that we wanted to invest in, because we were washing our salad mix in our sink inside our house and spinning it with like a salad spinner. It was very inefficient. So we were going to invest. You can convert a washing machine into like a salad spinner. Basically, you know, you put a basket in it and then it spins it for like the spin dry cycle, and it spins out, you know, this big huge basket's worth of salad mix. So we were going to be building one of those for this year, and then because we're going to have this better infrastructure for washing the salad, it meant that we could grow more of the salad, and we also wanted to experiment with other things other than just what?
Apples?
I don't know. They like children duty. Yeah. So we wanted last year our salad mix was just lettuce. It was just the Salanova lettuce, which I like, but there's a ton of other things that we know that the Kelowna market really likes. Like they love arugula, spinach. Like we're gonna do some baby kale, that kind of stuff. The greens too are, you know, in the height of summer, there's lots of things that we can grow, but on the shoulder seasons, kind of like, you know, May, June, beginning of July even, and then like into the fall, we're a little bit more limited in what we can grow. So these greens are stuff that does super well in the cooler weather. So they're a way for us to get like a lot of volume of vegetables that we can bring to the market for those early seasons. So that was kind of the plan. And you know, and then our same mix, our same produce mix is what we had last year, which is, you know, like carrots and radishes and herbs and you know, beets didn't do super well, but I learned that people want bigger beets. So
yeah,
you know,
our beets sold poorly. We were growing the cylindras and some other type too, but we weren't growing them massive. They were kind of like this. And then other people had beets that were more like that size, and they had the merchandise and they looked really nice, and they would sell them, and we wouldn't sell our beets.
Yeah, people told us straight up. They were like, your beets are small. I don't want small beets. Which, you know, I was surprised because it's a premium product. So I thought people would want it, but you know what? Kale, we do full size kale, Swiss chard, full size Swiss chard. Zucchinis, tomatoes. We didn't have cucumbers, but we knew we needed cucumbers, so we have a plan for cucumbers for going into the year. And then the flowers, obviously. Then we do the flower bouquets, and we like the flowers did really well last year. I had some issues with the flowers because the flowers took a lot of work to get them ready for market. They sold, like, so our bouquets are $10. You know, we're bringing kind of like 40 bouquets to the market and then only selling about 20. So we knew that we needed to not necessarily grow more flowers, we just needed to build customers, but I also needed the flowers to be a lot quicker. And so there was a lot of things that I realized over the year that was slowing me down on flowers. And we also realized there was a lot of stuff that flower farmers say to grow because they're growing, you know, for florists, or they're growing for like to make a bouquet for a wedding. And what we were doing for our farmers market bouquets, we realized there was a lot of things that we didn't necessarily have to do that flower farmers were doing.
Like the typical customer would come up and they'd be really like into the punchy colors of the zinnias, and then you'd be like, oh, like check out this, you know, some of our like dahlias or something, like, oh yeah, that looks nice, but I'm gonna get this. So it's like, well, they're just gonna buy.
Or like one of our best sellers was sunflowers, and like they were pure money. Like the sunflowers took no time for me to pick. Planting and growing them was like super easy. Where we live, it never rains. We're like a high desert, so we get like
It rains at this time of year, but once you get into the summer,
yeah, we get like 13 inches of rain a year, and like or precipitation, so that's like snow too. And most of it falls in June. So we can't grow anything without irrigation. So, the sunflowers, we have to irrigate them, but like a super, super easy crop. And then they just sold like crazy. Yeah, so we're going into this year to do the flowers like a way specific for selling at these markets.
now our flower plan might be we grow them for YouTube.
Yeah. That's basically our flower plan now, is that we're gonna have like 1,000 square feet of dahlias, and you guys are gonna be like losing your minds over how beautiful the dahlias are.
The dahlias are gonna be like, they're gonna be pretty cool, because we went through and we picked kind of like a different style and a different color, like a one to represent each.
Okay, I saw the cucumber question there. I can't remember the other variety that we're gonna be growing. Oh, okay, no, I remember now. So the cucumbers that we're growing are Diva and Tasty Green. Those are the two variety names of the cucumbers that we're
Which
growing.
is it the Middle Eastern variety?
They're actually both.
Oh yeah.
Or no, the Tasty Green I think is a Japanese one, and then Diva is the Middle Eastern one.
That Middle Eastern variety, that was the first time we grew them last year, and they are so delicious.
Yeah, and
I'm saying 66 inches of rain.
Yeah, well, I mean, like it's nice to not have to.
Irrigate.
Yeah, maybe a Persian cucumber. It's nice not to have to irrigate, right? Like if we didn't have irrigation, we couldn't like grow anything here. Like nothing grows here without water.
Yeah. Also, we're in a sand pit, so when it does rain, it's like.
Yeah, like there was multiple times last year that I like left a hose on. I didn't like realize the hose was running, and like ran for like overnight 8 hours, and I like go outside and there isn't even a puddle. It's like
it just goes into the ground here, and we have a slope as well, so it's just like it's gone.
Yeah. Okay, so what we were talking about, that was our plan for what we were gonna do, and our selling plan was that we sell it like a small. Sorry, Harrison. Yeah. So our selling plan was we have a small local like neighborhood farmers market, which is like 5 minutes down the road from us, and that's the main place that we sold last year, and we were gonna do that again, and then our like big city farmers market, the Kelowna farmers market, is massive. It's like one of the biggest farmers markets like ever. It's crazy. In the summer on a Saturday, it gets 10,000 people through it. It's huge, and you can sell a lot of stuff at it for like a food vendor. And we started doing like a casual vendor for it, because it's hard to get into because everyone wants to sell at it. But we got good feedback from the market manager last year. They liked that we had the flowers as well as the food. We had like a good mix, and we had a good our display looked good, so they were happy with us. So we were hoping that maybe we could become like a regular vendor because it's 2 days a week. It's Saturday and Wednesday, and the Wednesday isn't as busy, but we were thinking maybe we'd be able to get in for like the Wednesdays.
She texted me yesterday. She said that we should apply. So we're still hopeful that the big farmers market will still be open to sell food.
It's definitely not going to have 10,000 people in it, though.
No.
Yeah. Well, like we'll get to that. So this was our plan, and our other plan was that we were going to build a roadside stand. Like we were going to build like a little 10 by 10 shed, and it was going to be like a self-serve roadside stand,
like a fridge, and then some stuff that doesn't have to be refrigerated for and it was going to be super cutesy.
Yeah, like, our goal was it was like, if you guys know what our window greenhouse looks like the which is just like ultimate photo op type thing. It looks a lot better than it functions, basically. And the goal was like we're gonna build something like super cutesy like that. We're gonna like match the roof to the roof of the house, and we're gonna put like the matching red steel onto the roof of it. You know, and like put in some work so that it would basically function as marketing. The goal is everyone who drove past it would be like, it's so cute, I can't not stop.
Yeah.
That was the goal.
Yeah. And like people, you know, like the lady, she's sitting and they're going for a nice drive with the boyfriend. Because like, we're on like a winery route.
Yeah,
right?
we're also like, we're on like a road that you take to do like a wine tour. There's like, you know, like 8 or 9 wineries, like, you know, up the road from us. You know, but our area is called Lake Country because we're just like surrounded by lakes. It's like it's a very desirable tourist area.
We got a little view down to 2 lakes, and then on the other side of the hill that we kind of like.
We're a 5-minute drive from 4 beautiful lakes. Yeah. But yeah, so we were gonna build this roadside stand, and it was gonna be self-serve, and then we were gonna use that to try to start. We have like a big, huge residential like area up at the end of our road, and about half the people who live there commute on our road. So we're gonna, you know, try to get regular food customers through that, as well as all the tourists. You know, and we also last year we would sit out there sometimes. So our Lake Country Farmers Market was on Friday evenings, and then Saturday morning we'd have all our leftovers, and we'd go and we'd sit out there, and we try to sell stuff, and people were like super excited to pull over and buy flowers. So we figured the flowers
could be a
like
really
on
good
the side
seller.
of the road. You know, those are probably
there's not really a lot of competition for the flowers in. You know, like this area.
Right? Or even the produce, because we're surrounded by orchards. You know, and our neighbor right next door, he's a cherry orchard, and we see them. They have a roadside stand, and all day, every day, there's cars stopping, and they're buying, you know, big flats of.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's 50 to 100 customers a day.
Yeah, and he's probably selling, you know, $20, $40, $60 worth with every one of those customers.
So if we could get 50 customers a day in the long run, like I don't think it would happen right away, but if we could get 50 customers a day,
50 spending $10, you know, pull over, buy a bunch of carrots and a basket of tomatoes, pull over, buy a bouquet of flowers. You know, it definitely adds up.
Farming's never going to be like this huge return per hour that you put into it, but we like all the hours that we put into it. So, you know, as long as we can get some money to kind of support the bills.
You know, like, so last year our sales goal was to gross 10K, and we did 14. And 10K was our goal because at that point you get farm status, like you're officially a farm. And we weren't able to build the roadside farm stand until we had farm status.
And that was like, you know, we didn't have a market until June.
Yeah.
We didn't have 2 markets until August, 2 markets a week until August. And we stopped once we kind of got to a certain number. We stopped when we could have kept going.
Yeah, I was planting for the fall sales. Well, Ian was like, "Well, have fun." I'm like, I'm over it. I'm not gonna sell.
Well, I also have a forestry company that I have to run. It's exclusively in the winter.
Ian was like, was pretty over it by the end of
September.
September.
It wasn't about.
You were over it.
No, it wasn't. It was about the
you were tired.
It was about the fact that we no longer had time to do that.
Yeah.
Basically, we had to start putting our time into something else. We'd made our goal. Yeah. And it was like time to move on.
Yeah. Even, you know, there's a ton of infrastructure that needs to get built. You know, and we had no time to build infrastructure last year. You know, and like October hit. I had produce we could have been selling until like end of November. But October hit, we went to visit his parents in Ontario, and when we got back, a frost had hit and killed like everything.
Yeah.
And then I got
it
was like -4, like everything. Everything other than like, you know, the stuff that I planted
kales
for the fall had died. And then I got sick. Like I had a really bad cold in
Yeah.
October, so I was like, fine, whatever, we're done.
We're done.
But yeah, so we hit our goal for last year, and then our sales goal for this year is that we wanted to do 30,000 gross for our sales goal. You know, which seemed reasonable because probably 50% of what we grew was like garbage because like we either timed it wrong or full of bugs. So like we knew that we were going to be able to produce a ton. You know, a ton of it didn't sell. It was like going down to the food bank and stuff. So like we knew growing 30K worth of produce was easy. And then we were hoping that, you know, the work that we've done to build customers over the last year, we keep building and kind of get that double number. But yeah, so that was the plan. And then, you know, craziness hits. And so we've been adjusting our plan. Yeah.
Now we're thinking that the sales vehicle is going to be like weekly veggie boxes. We don't want people to commit to a CSA because like what if one of us gets sick or if we all get sick with the corona, then we have to shut the farm down. We can't be selling. There's no way to do it, right?
Yeah, because if one of us gets sick, then everyone's in quarantine.
Yeah, and we can't have food. Like it's just obvious, right? Yeah. The really noodle scratchers are like the Roadside Stand.
Okay, well,
it's gonna have like a fridge door.
Let's explain the veggie. Okay, so the reason why we're now thinking of selling these veggie boxes is we have worries about how we're gonna sell stuff so that we can keep everything safe. Like farmers markets are like we were like talking about ideas for farmers markets. It would be like, okay, we're both at the farmers market and one person is handling the money, the other person is packing boxes and the produce is back away from people, and so it's like limited handling. The other thing about it is like there's so many, oh, this is how it's spread, this is how it isn't spread, like, oh, everyone is talking about all these things, like people are going, they're buying their groceries and they're like bleaching their groceries when they bring them home, and it's like, well, do you need to do that? Like, do you not? Like, there's a lot of questions that people don't know the answers to, and there's a lot of worry, there's a lot of paranoia. So it's like we want to be able to not only be safe, but let people feel reassured when they're buying food from us. So the Veggie Boxes idea is we're packing it. It's in a container. It's in a bag. It's in one of our bags.
Yeah.
We packed it in there. You can grab the bag and take it and go. It's something that means that you don't have to worry about how many people are handling it. You don't have to worry about if like someone's come and like coughed all over it. It seems like the easiest way to do all that. I have concerns.
Also, I think the Veggie Box would do a little better just because everybody's gonna have slightly lowered expectations this year.
Yeah, well, the other reason,
and so we can
the Veggie Box is a compromise too, because we're not gonna have time to sit here like getting, texting back and forth with someone for half an hour as they tell us, oh, well, I want a bunch of carrots and like, how are your radishes this week? Like, I like radishes, but like, I want to see them. Can you like text me a picture of your radishes? Yeah.
It's like, eat your veggies. You get what you get, and there's going to be good value in it.
Yeah, like the quarantine thing is a little bit of an issue, which is everyone has way too much time on their hands. Because this is an issue I ran into because I used to sell baby stuff, and so I stopped selling baby stuff because I realized I couldn't make any money selling baby stuff because the people that I was selling to were new moms who were stuck at home on their cell phones with nothing to do, and so they just wanted to like pretend shop to just waste time. And so I'd be spending an hour trying to explain how cloth diapers work to someone who then would buy
And I don't think anybody
anything.
who ever dropped by the house ever spent less than 20 minutes here. Like usually,
Okay. If
sold,
someone came to the house, I spent time with them because they were buying something.
But even still, they could spend $40, and you could spend an hour and a half telling them about everything about cloth diapers.
Which is fine because I'm a crazy person, as you guys all know. Like I like to talk, but yeah. So I ran into this issue of realizing that these customers, they have more time than they have like money to shop. So I basically was like, no, we're not doing that anymore. And like we haven't dealt with this yet, but I know it's going to be an issue because I've already seen other farmers, talking about it, and I've also seen like people being like, oh, I'm never going to go grocery shopping ever again when I can just get someone else to shop for me and deliver it to me for free. Yeah. And I'm like, farmers don't have time for that, right? Like that's like 8 people's job right there, and there's just no time for it. So I have concerns about the time logistics of selling things, because farmers markets are so great because you can sell so much, in this like window of time. But so the veggie boxes like fix that because it's like you tell us you want a veggie box, we get you a veggie box.
Yeah, and I think the deal is because we'll have food coming out of our ears. So the deal is, you don't get to choose what's in it, but you're gonna get your money's worth, right? And
yeah, it's like because the veggie boxes are gonna be $20. Mm-hmm. And it's it's gonna be a whole mix of stuff. It's
and everything we grow tastes great. Right?
Yeah, it's not like we're gonna send you like a stack of zucchinis.
But I imagine some people will get a kohlrabi and they'll be like, "What do I do with this?"
Yeah, and if someone wants to send me a message and be like, "What is this and how do I cook it?" That is a message I like.
Yeah.
That's like communication I want to deal with. Mm-hmm. And then the other thing too is it's like if we're gonna have to be doing all these logistics for the veggie box, like we need a minimum sales number. So the $20 is that's
at least enough money to make something happen.
Sorry, 1 second here. There.
I think. Yeah, we don't want to do can you deliver a bunch of carrots?
Yeah, exactly.
$5 a carrot. It's like, no.
We
can't do that.
I deleted them. Yeah. So, but I think also if someone's like, okay, I want a veggie box, and also can you add in a basket, like an extra basket?
Yeah.
Of cherry
Once you're over the $20.
Yeah. Then it's like if you're like, I want to set this, or if you're like, I want a veggie box, but I hate kale, like that,
Yeah.
I'm not being like.
Yeah, we're not gonna.
I'm not saying that I'm like screw those customers. I'm just saying I've done retail for a long time, so I want to prevent.
Yeah.
I want to prevent issues before they start. Man, got tons of.
Because you got a hide user on channel. You're just deleting that message, I think. Sorry.
No, I don't know.
Can somebody who's an admin just get rid of that person?
If that person pops up again, I was removing, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't actually know.
Who does this?
I don't know how to.
Who goes on weird channels like farming channels and spreads all this?
Well, hate? Racists.
Yeah.
Obviously. Not allowed.
Yeah.
Not allowed.
What else is going to be different?
You. Okay, yeah. So that was our plan. We are still okay. If the farmers markets are happening, we're doing farmers markets. And then like we said, we're going to the plan is we have a table.
Oh, just quick. We can't do any sort of online page or anything. We're gonna have we got an ad that's gonna have some lists of what we have, but we can't have a website to order. We don't have time to add anything else. Somebody was asking about that. We can't have an online ordering thing. It'll be we put a Facebook ad up and then people can text us and we'll figure it out. But we can't we can't do anything
we have a YouTube channel, which means like we should know how to use technology, but we don't.
Well, you especially don't.
I really don't.
Yeah.
And like the cost and like to build a website, it's not in the budget. You know, it costs to build a website would cost like $5,000.
Mm-hmm.
Like
plus,
one that has like an e-commerce thing.
Outside of this whole like COVID thing,
we don't necessarily want to do that.
We feel like we can build a business just like Roadside Stand and farmers markets and word of mouth and local people. We want to be like supplying Lake Country with food and then farmers markets.
Yeah. You know, like we will be doing some delivery this year. But we don't want to do delivery.
These aren't going to be like long-term customers for us. This is just us trying to.
Yeah, we want to get food out there, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you know, we think with the farmers market and the roadside stand, like that should be more than enough for us. You know, we don't even necessarily want to build like restaurant sales. Like we want to be like very much just direct to customer. Sorry.
You're getting everybody sick.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm covering. I'm trying not to cough on you all.
When I came home from work about just under 2 weeks ago, Sam was all sick, our son. And, you know, he had like the long boogers coming out of his nose, super gross. And then a few days later, like that got me sick. But it's been a sickness that's been floating since before Canada was really getting hit with the COVID. He brought it back from daycare, and it's been bouncing around.
Ian brought back this like nasty thing from work like a while ago.
Yeah.
That's where I think my thing came from.
Yeah.
I've had this cough for like a month. Then I've been giving myself black lung by breathing in. You're supposed to wear like a mask when you work with potting soil.
Potting soil is like so fine. The dust comes up and
and then it also has like it's like pH balanced. So I'm sure it's, you know, you definitely could like give yourself lung damage long term working with potting soil. Mm-hmm. But I'm just a bit irritated. I have this like cough, and then it like made it even worse because I've been potting up tomatoes like a crazy person.
But we're getting there.
Well, it was like, okay, time to complain again. It was, that Susan person. Last night, it was without the wind chill, it got down to -8. With the wind chill, it was -11. And now they're saying tomorrow night is going to be -9 without the wind chill.
Like super cold weather.
Nasty stuff.
We're not impressed.
I know. So I can't pot up everything up because then it makes it too big and then it's too much work to haul it around. But okay, I made an entire video complaining about that. Back to our plan.
What's different this year?
Okay, so our plan, we're still building the farm stand. We like rushed around like crazy people when Ian first got back, and we like went and panic shopped, except for it wasn't panic shopping because we were just buying what we need. So we have everything. We have everything to be able to do the farm stand, pretty much. You know, like we don't have the red metal. You know, like there's a bunch of stuff that we still need, but we have enough to be able to get something going. You know,
one of the things we're waiting on is all the money that I made this winter with my forestry company. It's like, you know, we're still on the credit cards because I work, my season's about 90 days and my billing cycles are like 120 days. If that, sometimes it's worse because companies are just
sometimes they don't pay.
Yeah, sometimes they don't pay. So, and then the offices are shut down. It's like, you know, we don't know. Like, do we have money to do all the stuff we want to do with? Not right now, we don't.
Yeah. You know, like people have been like, oh, you should like hire someone to do delivery for you. Like, da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, there's no money for that. Like, it's not. No, when we're done. We bribed our children with a lollipop if they're good while we did this. Yeah, so the plan is we're still going ahead with the roadside stand. On the roadside stand, we're only gonna have things that are like, pre-packaged. So in the fridge we'll have the $20 boxes. So you can like open the fridge. Okay, you're not allowed to be on here. Are you waving to everyone?
You waving to the internet? Okay.
Okay.
You go hide and then they'll go.
Yeah, you go hide and they'll find you. You go hide and they'll find you. You go hide, but you have to hide really good.
Can you do that?
Do you think they'll find you? That'll get us 5 minutes. Yeah. So roadside stand. It's gonna have the $20 veggie boxes, self-serve. I don't know about money yet.
All e-transfers.
Like we really wanted to encourage e-transfers at the roadside stand anyways, because everyone has these like supercomputers in their pockets that very easily send money to people. So we figured that e-transfer might be an easy thing to get people.
We're gonna put a cash box out there that'll be like locked up pretty good, but it'll get people will try to break it in.
People will steal from the roadside stand, but we don't have time to be sitting out there. So self-serve roadside stand with limited stuff.
People will be able to call ahead too. Like we had a lot of people just dropping by the farm last year.
Yeah, exactly.
Regulars.
And that's the idea with the veggie boxes. It's that you can order a veggie box, we'll pack it up, and then you come and you pick it up.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like we can have some like already ready for people to just stop by in the roadside stand. But maybe the pickup orders we'll keep in our carport. Yeah. Like what we did last year. Like we have a fridge in our carport because we kind of were trying to set up like in the carport stand that we gave up on last year. But we did have a bunch of people, like, because the fridge is there, we'd like pack stuff up, stick it in the fridge, and then people would just come and grab it. So, we have like 8 fridges. So I'm sure we could just stick another one in that carport.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the plan. If there's a farmer's market, we're going to be at the farmer's market, and then we'll just have it so...
I think that there will be a farmer's market. The big farmer's market, the Kelowna farmer's market, it was on. They were like, we're committed to doing this. And then the province was like, no, you're shut down. And then there was like, we're on again. And I was like, no, they're shut down again. And then I think they're going to be on. I think the second shutdown was to figure out how to do it safely. It's like you guys can do it, but you can't do it quite yet because we got to figure out how to do it safely. And once it's warm enough to be outside, then I'm sure they'll just have everybody kind of they'll just have farms and they'll be spaced far enough apart so that people aren't walking down tight areas and I think that's what it's going to be. Hopefully that's what it is because like farmers markets are essential and
they'll like. But
one that we don't know
at a certain point, I'm not super worried about coming up with a plan for the farmers market because if the farmers market's on, they'll be like, this is how we want you to do it.
Yeah, they'll tell us.
Yeah, they'll be like, this is like the recommendations.
The one thing that I am worried about is like I went online the other day to get like some spray bottles and it's like spray bottles are sold out of all online stores. So and then like everybody knows. Disinfectant wipes are sold out. Disinfectant chemicals are hard to find. So it's like, is there just, you have to disinfect your fridges, but like, how do you do it if you don't have the products available to do it? So I'm a bit worried about the availability of cleaning supplies to maintain whatever standards that they set for us for the farmers markets and stuff like that. So, but that'll be a problem that we just have to deal with down the road, right?
Yeah.
It'll figure itself out.
And it's like if there's no supplies, then we can't do it. then we can't do it,
Mhm.
right? Like, you know, it's this year is for this year for the sales. It's gonna be about just like making it work.
Here's my like, if there's no farmers markets, we can't build an audience to sell the $20 veggie things to, then all our food is just going to the food bank. We'll just keep growing. We'll do YouTube videos, and we'll just contact the food bank. And
Though I've also said it's not. I don't think this year is going to be a year that you just bring food down to the food.
No, but if you're like a farm and you're like, we're gonna grow for you, then they'd be like, okay, let's figure out how to do it, and they'd figure out how to do it. But you know, like that's the ultimate last. You know, we'll be giving food to the food bank anyways, but if there's no other way to sell it, you know, we're still gonna grow it. We're still gonna like work as a farm because we need this year of experience as well. And so, you know, food bank, that's the
yeah.
Because people are gonna need it this year, right? You know, I've been all stressed for years. You know, we don't really talk about it a lot on this channel, but like, what if the supply chain ever broke down, you know, like that type of stuff? Let's have a farm so that we have the skills to be useful in that type of future. And then, you know, all of a sudden it's our second year farming, and here it is that, you know, the supply chain is being stressed. And so, you know, I feel like it's our duty being in this position to grow food no matter what.
Yeah, totally.
Like, no matter what, we have to work our butts off this summer to supply food for our community because that's what we've been talking about, you know, for years and years.
Yeah, if we were like, oh no, the world's scary, we're only gonna grow food for ourselves and like stock up on guns to protect our 800,000 pounds food that is like rotting in a compost pile, then we'd be garbage people, and I'd be like embarrassed for myself.
Because
I would hope that you would all bully me online because, like, you know.
Yeah, we're all in this together, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, you're not allowed to like talk about it and then not do it. No being a hypocrite. That's like my number one rule in life. Like, actions speak louder than words.
Yeah.
But
also, like, humans are social creatures, right? You know, we're more farmers than homesteaders. And
oh yeah.
But like, there's a lot of overlap in those communities, and we like participate in homesteading
because we want people to grow their food.
Yeah.
Right? We want like you guys to like come buy our food if you like live near us. Mm-hmm. But like we also want you to grow your own food.
Yeah.
You know, I'm of the like if I could convince everyone to like just grow their own salad. And now no one can make $1 million on salad because salad is the stupidest thing in the world. It's so easy to grow.
Yeah, then that'd be great.
That'd be great. If I could never sell salad ever again, I'd be very happy.
Yeah, if everybody grew so much veggies in their own yards that basically you could only, as a farm, sell to restaurants.
Now we have to grow carrots because everyone grows like their own everything else. Yeah, like, that's awesome.
That's what our goal is.
Yeah.
You know, we're not farming to make money. We're we're doing the YouTube thing to try to encourage people to be food producers on their own, and also when people eat veggies, when kids are exposed to veggies and how they grow and stuff, then they become
once you have like delicious, fresh, like actually picked ripe veggies. Yeah. It's like you just can't go back.
Yeah, and then kids know how good veggies can taste, and then they're open to eating veggies, for the rest of their life, right? Instead of just eating things that come in packages and stuff.
Yeah, unless you have children like our children who have decided they don't like tomatoes.
Yeah.
And then the only solution is to disown them.
Yeah, we're looking to trade.
Yeah, you just have to get rid of them because, like, how do you even deal with that? Kids who don't like tomatoes?
Well, Sam likes green tomatoes. He likes picking them. But the point is, like we are community minded, and it's like there's no future of where supply chains break down where I don't want to still participate in the local community. Like we want to work with people. Humans are social creatures, and we don't want to box ourselves off from the world. We want to like try to,
Yeah.
you know,
We want to like be providing for our community while also keeping our community safe. That's the goal for the year. Obviously, we don't want to like we want to like do everything as safely as possible. So that's a concern. So like where I'm sitting right now, we have a tentative plan for selling, but my plan is to not make any like solid plans about selling until we're to that point.
Yeah.
Because every day, every week that passes, there's more information. There's more like this is what you need to do for safety, like this and that, right? So like we won't be selling probably until end of May. That's lots and lots of time considering how fast the information is traveling.
we will be selling
to get better information about what we need to do as farmers.
We will be selling at the start of May our nursery sales.
Yeah, and we have a plan for that, which is everyone gives us their order, we pre-box it.
Yeah.
No contact pickup.
We've already got.
We're not like no.
The nursery sales will
eating.
be easy.
I think people are less paranoid about the plants than they are about food. People are definitely worried about food. I think another thing too, like the shadow bee is saying there already is rules about like food safety.
I know
that farmers need to follow. There already is great guidelines. And honestly, I bet you the guidelines are more than enough to actually protect against this, because it's a respiratory disease. It's not. There's like way worse things when it comes to food, right? Because there's all those like the things that make you like poop to death. Those are the really bad ones to get on food, right? Like all the stuff.
Yeah, but nobody wants the corona.
Yeah, but it's not as much of a risk being transferred on food, right?
I don't know what you're saying right now.
What I'm saying is it's a respiratory disease. Like people don't get influenza from like eating salad harvested incorrectly, right?
I don't know. I think you're spreading misinformation right now.
I don't. Yeah.
We don't know.
We don't know, and that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm saying we don't know.
But the other day, because we just joined the big farmers market in our area at the tail end of last summer. Like August, we started going to their Sunday market, which is their smallest one, and then we moved into their medium-sized market, their Wednesday market, but we never made it to the big time, which is their Saturday market.
Yeah, and we only started at the end of the season.
So all the people who've been, in that market for years and years and years, they had a phone call the other day that was like a big group call. So I wouldn't have been surprised if they already do have some guidelines that they've already been,
Yeah, it's a year-round market too.
Yeah. So. And we're just not in the know yet because we're insignificant.
Yeah, we're not real farmers yet.
Yeah.
We have farm status, but are we married? Yeah, we're married.
How many years have we been married?
I don't know. We have to get the book to figure that out.
Yeah.
I remember the day now. It's April 18th.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're not really like.
We're incredibly romantic, as you guys may know.
What did I get you for Valentine's Day?
Oh, well, no, you got me something really good for Valentine's Day this year. You bought me grow lights for Valentine's Day.
I did buy you grow lights.
Yeah, because we happened to go to the grow light store on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, and what else have I got you?
Oh, and Ian bought me a huge elk rack once.
So romantic like that.
But I don't think that was a Valentine's Day gift. That was just, yet again, you happened to be home around Valentine's Day. Okay.
What did I get you for Christmas?
Nothing.
What did I get you for your birthday?
Nothing.
I love you.
I buy myself stuff for my birthday. January 2nd is my seed shopping day, which is my birthday. Because that's the first day of the new year. Oh, did they find you, Sam? Did they find you?
No.
They did, but you're here. They found you.
No.
Okay, you go hide again.
No.
Get a better spot this time.
Go get a better spot. You hid too good. They couldn't find you. Okay, we're hitting an hour, and
That move.
they didn't move?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're at an hour point, and we still haven't yet talked about our crop plan, which is what this video is about.
Is it?
Yeah, this has all been building up to this moment for the crop plan. So we had a crop plan. As you guys know, I'm a seed hoarder, so I obviously have more than enough seeds in hand to be able to change my crop plan at a whim. So we had this plan, as I was saying earlier. We were gonna grow lots of greens. We're gonna grow lots of these other things that we hadn't really done the year before. My concern is with everything being so up in the air with the selling. You know, us not knowing how we're gonna sell stuff means that there's a lot of crops that we have that need to be harvested in a really short window. So, like a perfect example of this is radishes. Radishes are a really fast growing crop. You know, within 28 days from seed, you know, you're harvesting the radishes, and by day 31, they're starting to get too big. So when radishes are ready, you have to harvest radishes. Like for us at the farmers market last year, I had to plant radishes every week because, you know, I couldn't plant every second week because the radishes wouldn't keep in the ground for me to be able to harvest like smaller, you know, on the one Friday, and then I can still harvest them the next Friday a little bit bigger. They, you know, by the time that next week came, they were overgrown and they weren't good for harvesting anymore. So those crops, which we do a lot of, because they sell well, I don't want to do as much of that. You know, it's the same with like baby greens. Baby greens, when they're ready, they're ready. You harvest them, you pick them. Another issue is one of the big infrastructure jobs that we had for this spring is that we're going to build a walk-in cooler, and
I think it's gonna be hard to source those materials.
yeah,
like we're trying to stay home as much as possible.
Yeah, like, you know, like to go and buy some posts to be able to build the farm stand, buy a box of screws, and
I already have lots of the stuff.
You know, that was, you know, we can make that work. To build the walk-in cooler, that is, you know, now we're talking about you know, some really specific things that we need to get.
And as well, we decided to drastically change what our walk-in cooler was going to be.
Yeah, we had a plan, and then I told Ian that I changed my mind.
Which I agree with. I think it's good because we have like a 1,100 square foot shop, and it's like a shop for tools. It's a shop for supplies, and it's also a shop for a lot of the like putting bouquets together, or like right now it's filled with all the starts. And we need that space. We need that space to be like a functional workspace because it's like partially heated. It doesn't go below zero. It's like very.
It's not heated.
Well, it's next to the house that's heated. Like it shares the wall.
We can open a door.
Yeah, like you can.
It doesn't freeze in there. It's like a garage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very useful space for us. And then we were gonna put our walk-in cooler in there, and we're like, you know what, we can't sacrifice that space. You know, 1,100 square feet is a lot of space, but it's not a lot of space when you start piling in, you know, piles of dirt and, you know, like racking and tools and, you know.
We work in there a lot for the farm. You know, Ian has a corner for his tools, but, you know, that's the space. We have really good lighting in there. So, you know, when it's dark, that's where I'm working. That's where I did all the flowers all year. You know, we have like a lean-to structure that's going to be our washing station. And it's right beside like the garage door into the shop. And the plan is, you know, we're going to have like drying racks and stuff in there. And it's, you know, it's going to be a working area for the farming. You know, and the plan was so we're gonna build a walk-in cooler that's cooled using an air conditioner unit.
The CoolBot.
That is, you know, controlled by this CoolBot thing that makes it so it functions like a refrigeration unit. And we were gonna have it exhausting into the garage. And I spent a lot of time working in there, and now I'm like, ugh, I don't really want to have to like work beside
The
the
noise.
noise of an air conditioner. And it's not really an option to vent the air conditioner out of the building in the spot where we're gonna put it, because it's just gets like 800,000 degrees. It's just like pure sun. So we just burn out the unit. Like it'd be a waste of time and money to do it. Yeah. So we need to get the walk-in cooler
Now we're gonna
going, but all this happened before we kind of sourced materials or had like a solid plan yet.
Now we'll probably build like a little movable out, like self-contained little unit that'll hang out close to where the shop is, and it'll be like, we were talking about getting one of the 10x8 shipping containers, but it turns out they're really hard to find. So the
They're
price
really
on them,
expensive.
$4,500 we got quoted for one of those, as opposed to 2,900 delivered for like a 10x20. So for a smaller unit, it's almost twice the cost.
And then we'd still have to
convert it. Yeah.
So, we're kind of...
We'll probably just build a little structure and then...
Well, I think we should just buy a unit.
Yeah.
You can buy them. You can buy walk-in coolers that are, fine to be outside.
So we're we just don't know about that right now. So
yeah. So basically, we're holding off on that. And so because we're holding off on that, back to what I was saying about all these crops that they need to be harvested when they need to be harvested, like without having the large amount of cooling space that the walk-in cooler would give us to be able to, like harvest something and then keep it for like a week, to give us time to sell it. It makes those crops a lot more risky, considering how up in the air everything is. So I'm wanting to go away from a lot of those things that we're going to be working on. The other thing too is, like, even with a walk-in cooler, like I don't want to like pick baby greens and then have them in our walk-in cooler for 2 weeks before selling them to people. Like we want to sell fresh produce.
Part of the reason I think everybody was like, "Whoa, your guys' food is really good," is because like
we're like harvesting it like the day of.
Yeah.
Like we notice like the Salanova, like it was good for a week before there was any flavor like change in it.
Yeah.
And like, so if we had that picked and like ready and like in our cooler for a week, like it kept for like 3 weeks. It was crazy.
Yeah.
We could sell it a week later and still have plenty of shelf life on it, but it wouldn't be as tasty as selling it like, fresh. But we're snobs. Anyway, so because of that, because of my concerns about not being able to sell things in a timely manner, I want to grow more crops that will hold in the field, is what it's called. It means that, like carrots. Carrots are a perfect example. They grow to maturity and then you can pick them, but you don't have to pick them. They can stay, like we have carrots that we planted in May 1st. We have a bed of carrots I planted May 1st.
And we're still eating
and we're eating them. They're like, we wouldn't sell them, but we're eating them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, so that's a perfect example of something that holds in the field. Like, so there's not this rush to get it harvested.
Beets.
Yeah, like all root crops, like other than radishes. The hackberry turnip, we're gonna go for it. But it definitely doesn't.
It has a zoop, because you want to sell it somewhat small.
But you can let it get bigger.
You can.
Yeah. So
maybe we'll be selling strawberries this year.
I don't know. We'll see.
We
definitely have strawberries. We have a gazillion strawberries. But yeah, so we're gonna grow. We're gonna change what we're growing because we have the set amount of space that we have for growing. I think there's like 30 beds for growing in. And so a ton of those beds we'd allotted to doing baby greens, all of that is gone. Doing head lettuce means that we're gonna need, head lettuce is a good example. It holds for 2 weeks when it's, for our harvest window. But head lettuce, because you harvest it out, we'll need a few more beds than to sell as just head lettuce, to sell the same volume of lettuce as doing the cut salad mix. So yeah, we'll need a little bit more space for lettuce. But then now I have all these empty beds that I don't have plans for, but I have a ton of seed. So I'm probably gonna grow some cabbages, because those are, another thing that holds in the field. There's gonna be demand for it. I started a bunch of trays of onions, even though I had no space for onions, just because I love growing onions. But so I have them, they're started. So I'll probably plant out, a bed of onions. Yeah. The other thing too is, like, we'll probably plant a few other things that we don't normally sell, because they're not necessarily like a high value crop. Like cabbage is the perfect example. There's only so much money you can get for a head of cabbage. Yeah. But it takes a really long time to grow, and you can only grow so many. I figure I could maybe grow 150 heads of cabbage, which is tight, so they'd be small heads.
But you know what that
in
means?
A bed.
Our kimchi game will be strong.
Well, I bought a pack of these like Asian cabbages that I really like for us. So like, I have some seed to be able to do. But yeah, so we're gonna be growing a little bit of different stuff. We're also gonna be going like a little bit like zucchinis or something that we're probably gonna grow a little bit more of this year. Because we figured there's probably gonna be more demand for stuff that you can cook. Like, because
our rule last year was, in following with Never Sink Farms rule, people want to buy things that they can eat raw, because people don't cook. And so we think this year it'll be a little bit of a reversal in that everybody's stuck at home and, tight on money. So, things that are more calories and cooking required, might be more in vogue this year.
Yeah, so we're gonna, farming's always a risk. It's always a risk of if people are gonna want what you grow. But so we're at this point, I'm making a bet on the fact that I think people are gonna be paranoid about their food, and they're gonna want to, cooked food is safe food, right? So anyone who's paranoid is maybe gonna want more of those cooked items. Mm-hmm. The other plan too is we'll probably plant out more tomatoes. Yeah. Than what we originally planned, because our goal was to mainly do cherry tomatoes, because people they squeeze your big tomatoes.
Like,
it drives me crazy.
Oh, is this tomato ripe? Oh yeah, it was ripe, but this one's gross now. I'm gonna grab this one.
Yeah, people have a bad etiquette with sorry.
We need to get our seed potato going, but we don't really have any seed potato.
Oh, I'll be back.
Oh, our potatoes that have sprouted in our basement, but I don't think that's enough, is it? Oh, Serena's giving me the eyes. I've only been back for a little bit of time, so I haven't really spotted everything. What do you want, Leah? Okay, well, you gotta wait a few more minutes, or you can go find something. There's apples. You can go have an apple. You know where they are. But, we'd love to be able to plant out a huge number of potatoes this year, but Serena's got some seed potato, but I don't think that's enough. She's got this crazy look on her face.
Look at this basket of garbage I have.
You're getting dirt on me. You've been
Okay.
getting dirt everywhere.
Okay. This basket of garbage. That garbage right there will produce tons and tons of potatoes. Ian's a non-believer. This is gonna like do more than like a 50-foot bed. But yeah, these are all our potatoes from last year that have been sprouting and growing, and I have been ignoring. Ian's mad because I dumped dirt on him. But yeah. Seed potatoes like are definitely an issue. Like I have this, you know, like that'll be more than enough potatoes. Because the other thing too is these we can plant like super early, and then we can harvest and then plant them again. So you know we can off of the same potato we can grow it twice. So we can have like two rounds of potatoes. You know, like lots of people are like upping their production. Lots of farmers are going to be growing lots this year. And the farmers are also, seed potatoes are sold out because the farmers are all talking about doing like a lot more storage crops. You know, farmers right now, they're not super worried about the summer. They're getting ready so you guys don't have to worry about this winter.
Yeah.
They got us covered. I have lots of confidence in farmers. They know what they're doing. Don't feel bad you bought seed potatoes. Just grow them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it right.
Yeah.
As long as it gets eaten, it's not a waste.
Yeah. I mean, like, so what's happening here is everyone.
Sorry, we're eating some walnuts.
You know, everyone's like socially distancing.
Physically distancing. That's the new one.
Yeah. Everyone's like staying home.
Our provincial government said today that there's no plan for this to stop. They're saying, you know, expect 3 months of this, which brings us into, you know, like the middle of summer.
And they said that they're gonna use that time to prepare for the second wave.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
There's no easy way out of this. You know, until there's like a vaccine against it or a really good treatment that's, you know, safe enough to let the disease just run and they've got enough of some drug treatment that works well. And everybody can just go back to work. Until then,
who knows? Right?
well, I know. Obviously.
You know, this started like 3 months ago. Who knows what's going to happen 3 months from now?
Uh-huh.
I'm not wasting my time thinking about that. I got more important things to
I know
think
what's
about.
going to happen.
We're gonna have lots of potatoes. That's
Yeah.
what's gonna happen.
We're just
gonna
going
grow.
to do business as usual.
Yeah, you know, I mean, we realize that like we're pretty freaking lucky. We're like definitely, you know, we're in a pretty good position because we have all this space. You know, like we're able to do what we'd be doing this time anyways. Because, you know, it's just we're out there, we're growing the food and everything. But, you know, it's...
I mean, I think all the time about all the people in, like, small spaces with no access to outside, right?
You know, especially because we have kids.
Yeah.
You know, we can only imagine, like, how hard it is and, you know,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
scary, too, right? Like...
Yeah. And, like, you know, we have people in our families that are... you know, immune compromised, and everybody has elderly relatives or is, you know, old themselves.
Yeah.
You know, we're all, and you don't even have to be old. You can be one of those random young people who end up in the ICU. You know, it's scary, right? It's definitely not the way that we thought this year was going to be going, but there's also nothing you can do, really.
Yep.
So. We're just gonna do what we can, and we're gonna try to
Yeah, just grow the food.
stay busy.
You know,
be productive, and just be who we are anyways, because we wake up happy every day, and we're pretty like level mood people.
Yeah.
Non-drama.
We're pretty low key.
Yeah.
That
That's why we don't make good vlogs, is because we have no drama.
Yeah. I know. I saw some comments like on the me complaining about the weather video, and people were like, "This is complaining," and I'm like, "Yeah, this is like the most complaining I've done in like a few months." This is as complaining as we get around here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, like, I feel confident for like the farming plan. I feel like what we have, what we already were planning on growing, most of it is like we're going ahead with it, because we knew the carrots sold like crazy last year.
Yeah.
So, we're going for the carrots, we already know that a bunch of the stuff people are going to like and everything, but we have a little bit of tweaking,
Yeah, there's definitely a tweak.
Yeah.
A good tweak.
We're still, I know everyone loves the flowers. We're still going to be growing all the flowers. We're just not necessarily expecting to sell.
I was thinking anybody who buys a Veggie Box, and then we just put like some dahlias in there.
No, because I'm not gonna have time.
I don't care. This is my like.
Well,
my
don't
dream.
tell people this, because
Well, nobody on here is from Cologne, anyways.
You never know. Someone said that their family lives in Mission and West Bank.
But wouldn't you like that? You order some food, and then there's like just some flowers tucked in there.
Well, I mean, one of my plans.
All squished up and like, mangled. It's like, ugh. No.
One of my plans is that I'm gonna plant some flowers on the roadside. I think maybe some of the, it gets super hot out there, so
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna have to
I don't like that idea.
I'm gonna have to see, but we're I want to plant some flowers along the road. So then, there's something out there for when people are driving by.
I know we had one family that came by and bought some stuff from us last year, and their son was super into the flowers, and so
I wasn't here for that, but I remember you telling me.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, here you can have some of these and some of these, and he took some flowers home for his mom and stuff like that, and. So if your kid is occupied, because we tuck some flowers in with a Veggie Box, and if that occupies your kid and makes them smile for 20 minutes, then that's 20 minutes, right? Every parent understands 20 minutes of your kid being happy and on its own and stuff, especially when we're all cooped up together. Our kids are driving us crazy right now, and I think we're still all doing pretty well with it. But we have space where we can get away from each other, and even still it's tough. So can only imagine.
Yeah, I mean, another thing too is no, you can't touch these because that will hurt them.
You wanna be on the camera for a bit? We should wrap it up though, because the kids are gonna start.
Yeah, another thing too about the farm is we do have space, so we will be okay. You have to be quiet. We will be able to do some physical distancing. Well, okay, no, you can't talk. We can do some physical distancing while having people hang out at the farm. I know that already some of my friends have been saying that they're so cooped up that they'd love to come out and spend a couple hours just weeding.
Yeah. And we are an essential service.
Weeding the farm, right? And
so we can have we could have employees if we wanted. We are an essential service. We can't
have employees because we're not going to make any money.
No, but I'm saying that as an essential service, we're allowed to operate, but we have to observe. We still have to observe physical distancing and sanitization. But we could have.
But we can safely have people come.
And
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like because we have the space outside, and you
Yeah.
know,
yeah, people want to get some sunshine and in a safe spot. Then
yeah, and like you know, to get out, it's satisfying to be able to actually do something. If you're like sitting around inside and you have nothing to do because you've lost your job, you know, it's nice to come and like get a couple hours of working. Like you know, it's incredibly satisfying to like work.
and it's satisfying
On a
for us
farm.
because we're not going to pay them anything.
All of our friends.
Yeah, like
I don't feel too bad. We give our friends like veggies and stuff all the time.
people.
I don't think they're gonna be like, you should be paying us.
Yeah,
Yeah, or our blonde-haired, blue-eyed children.
I know. I was blonde as a kid. And I'm not blonde anymore.
I don't think Sam's gonna stay blonde. I think he's gonna
No.
be dark.
Leah was the same. Leah was really blonde, and then it started getting darker when she was kind of like Sam's age.
Yes.
Yes, you're playing with Play-Doh. But the blue eyes are like my dad and Serena's mom.
Oh, wait, so one other thing, because of the questions. So, the chickens.
Yep.
That's an Ian. So we've been saying we're gonna get chickens ever since we started this YouTube channel, like 4 years ago or something.
Yeah.
And as you guys know, we don't have chickens yet. Okay, you have to be quiet,
Oh,
please.
you gotta go.
Chickens is your
Oh, yeah. So we're talking about getting just a small flock this year, like 20 or 30, and we want it more for making compost than anything else. It's not so much about eggs or selling eggs or having eggs, although that's definitely a benefit. It's more about making some sweet compost with them and having some control. Like last year, we had a plague of locusts, Sam.
yeah.
Sam?
The just also the pest control,
Yep.
and the weed control to get them to kill a bunch of the weeds in the surrounding area.
Yeah, we have like about a 3/4 acre.
I know, it's very
Yeah,
nice.
that's nice. Did you draw that?
No, it's Minicue.
We have about a 3/4 acre section that we haven't even started to farm it. We haven't even cleared it really yet. And so we want to be able to put the chickens in there to just kind of go at it and, bring some soil fertility, take out some weeds, and prep that area for like next year when we are actually trying to. Serena's gonna bribe Sam with another lollipop. Yeah, so we have to build a coop and we have to get the birds. I got a number for a lady who sells in the area, and hopefully she still got some left because I know there's been kind of like a run on all the chicks, and so we'll find out soon if we're gonna have them or not. But we want to do a chicken coop on a trailer because where we want to have the chickens is gonna move like from year to year to year. It'll probably be a bit of our like rotating beds type thing where things rotate around.
Well,
And-
we can't like do that this year.
No, not this year, but like year to year basis, we'll probably have some sort of thing like that where if we let some area rest for a year, then that's where the chickens are that year, and then activities move to another area.
You can say that all he wants. The reason why it has to be on a trailer is that the chickens in the winter need to live near the house. Because I'm not gonna go trailblazing through the snow, hauling water for our chickens.
Our neighbors have a lot of chickens, and those chickens come over into our yard, like a bunch, and the ducks and stuff. And so our cats haven't attacked those yet. So I don't think our cats are gonna attack the chickens. Somebody was just saying, like, watch the cats with the chickens.
Yeah.
But we're more worried about because where we want to put the chickens this year, which is at the bottom of the property. There's some big tall pine trees, and there's some bald eagles and hawks that are always like hanging out and roosting in that tree. And so
Definitely.
we're gonna lose chickens. That's it. We're gonna start the season with so many chickens, and we're gonna end the season with a number that's a lot smaller than that. And that's just the way that it's gonna be. There's nothing we can do about it. we're gonna try and put some like overhead shelter for the chickens in some areas so they have like a safe space that's kind of like out in the field for them to go and in case there are, you know, eagles flying around. But you know, our also like our neighbors have chickens out, so it's just gonna happen.
Yeah. You know, we'll see.
Guard geese. We would. I really want some Indian runner ducks because I think they're.
The neighbors have these ducks.
Oh.
They're so cute. They a chicken hatched out 4 ducks, and they're like
Yeah, so-
like last year it was like when they were like babies and they're like
so
following
adorable.
the mama around, and then it would be like in the fall it'd be rainy and the mama would be all like the chicken outside in the rain all like miserable, and the ducks would be all like yay. So cute.
Yeah.
But they're still adorable. They're so badly behaved. They're like out on the road all the time too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Our neighbor's dog has started coming over and like don't actually mind because Sadie's pretty cute.
yeah, she's a cutie.
So it's fun to like get to see her for a second. But it's like that road in front of our house, like
Super dangerous.
people go fast on it,
It's
right?
like very busy, and then like people get off the highway and then they just
It's
keep
rural
going
and
highway
there's
speeds.
we're on like a turn, like a slow turn, so you can't see super far. And then our neighbors have a bunch of peach trees that are kind of like in the ditch. So there's like, you know, a dog can just dart out and smash, right?
Yeah.
So we are a little bit worried about her, but
Yeah, anytime she comes over, we like walk her back.
and she's
We walk her back to the area where she like, because they have a fence along the front, and then we like walk her till she can like get back into the yard rather than trusting her to run back
Yeah.
herself. But yeah, it would be fun. I'd like ducks,
yeah.
but it's so dry here that you know it's hard with ducks. Like they like the water.
Yeah. We'd have to. Yeah, I could see it happening, but I could also see it never happening. It might just be chickens, and then what's your most prolific tomatoes?
Well, the best tomato is Juliet,
Mm-hmm.
but the most prolific is probably Barry's Crazy Cherry. That thing is
Yeah, but
well named.
it's not a cherry that is. It's not a tomato that's delicious.
Ian doesn't like it. I think it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I like ducks.
If we were in like a rainier area, for sure. But we just get so little moisture that we'd have to. You know, obviously our neighbors have ducks, so it's not like it's impossible. And our neighbors have geese. I think they have.
Our neighbors are like doing the classic homestead thing. They have like, 10 of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they have a lot more chickens. I think they have like 80. They have 80 or 90 chickens.
They don't have very many right now.
No, but I'm sure they'll get a lot more. Yeah. Yeah, like
Yeah.
that's what we do.
That's what we do.
We
But
have a little
the
kiddie
issue
pool.
is like it'd be a pain to have to go and like clean and refill the kiddie pool every day, which is basically what we'd have to do.
We're just like with the veggie farm. And then
basically
we're
we
maxed
don't-
out on time.
Yeah,
Like we just
we don't like it's even the chickens.
we say as we talk to the internet for an hour and a half.
But we can't do that and talk to you guys. We'd have to cut this out, and we like this more. Like we like the animals, but they take a lot of work, and they also take a lot of expense. So
Check out how fat.
oh yeah, Bo.
This
Bo's
guy has Look at our chunky monkey. Look at this big guy. Look at that belly.
Can't even see. Here, I gotta hold his belly up. Oh, there's his big fat butt.
Okay.
Big fat butt. Yeah. Bo stayed inside being lazy all winter, and now he's all fat. He's got he literally has like a fat butt.
Yeah.
And when he walks, it's like yeah.
Well,
Favorite cut flower, probably zinnias.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's where the money's at.
Yeah. They're the platonic conception of a flower. Ian was like, "What do zinnias look like?" Because we grew them for the first time last year, and And I was like, what do you imagine like a flower in your mind? And that's what a zinnia looks like. But they were super easy and they grow a ton of flowers and then they sold crazy well.
Yeah, and the colors are like
Definitely a huge range of colors on them. They're a good one.
Well, thanks for joining us. We hope that we talked about what we were supposed to talk about at some point.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Crop plan, right? I think I answered all the questions that you guys did on the.
Yes, we have some asparagus, but not much.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
We did have asparagus. The grass might have killed it.
Yeah.
Asparagus is on the list of things that we're not gonna grow.
Our neighbor.
We have a neighbor who has like an
asparagus
asparagus farm, so we can just go buy asparagus. You know, that's our thing about trees too. We planted all those trees when we first moved here, and we're like, meh, we should like dig those up and get rid of them.
Serena read something from J.M. Fortier, and he's like, when I first started like farming, I like got all these like fruit trees, and then I was like, at these markets, and everybody's like, hey, I'll trade you some veggies for some fruit, and then he's like, why do I need to be the fruit guy and the veggie guy? I'm the veggie guy.
Well, he planted them for his own consumption.
Yeah, but you don't.
Yeah, then it's so much work, right?
Yeah, it's like another thing that you have to know and
look
after and have all the, because can't let them get infested and stuff. Yeah. So there's all these.
There's not enough hours in the day to do everything, and so we kind of realized last year that focusing on the commercial farm aspect. If we do that, then we can be efficient in our focus. We can do a lot of that with our time rather than a little bit of everything. And then, then we have that resource, there's tons of people who are professional fruit growers,
Yeah. Here's our neighbors, right over there, cherries. There, like that's the chicken and bird people. Apple orchard, kind of kitty corner is
there's
goats.
Like a peach orchard. Yeah, if I want my goat fix, I go and I visit the goats on the corner.
Yeah,
we've been going for walks and feeding the goats carrots.
This like our road is this super idyllic little like farm spot. Everything was little 10-acre chunks, and then some of them got subdivided again, like ours. So, and then everybody's like different, right? Everybody's like it's like I'm an orchard. And then we're like a little farm, and then they're animals, and then like repeat, just kind of like as you drive down the street, it's super cool because everything's all compact and and then there's a view of the lake.
Yeah, and then we have this like beautiful lake view.
Yeah, like the hills.
We know we're lucky. we know that we're we're definitely
before we moved here. I only ever drove by this area on the highway. I'd never even, maybe once or twice I'd kind of come up here, but I never really drove by this area. And
I guess when I told you, I was like, this is where we're going to look for places.
Mm-hmm.
You were like, eh. I was like, there's 2 spots that I'm willing to move if we're going to buy a place with land. I was like, there's a bench above the highway.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, literally, it was like, this 1 kilometer section. Because I was like, it still has walkability.
Yeah. Like we're a kilometer as the crow flies away from the city hall. That's how close we are.
Or a grocery store. Like we can walk to get groceries.
We're like 2 kilometers away from, or maybe a few more than that. We're like 10 minutes from the hardware store.
Really? It's 10 minutes to get there?
If that, but it's probably close to that.
Yeah.
Wow. 5 minutes from the elementary school, 5 minutes from the high school,
Yeah, we specifically were looking here because it's central. And then we bought our specific place because even though it's not very big,
it was all farmable.
Like the house is right at the road, so then I don't have to fuss with driveway maintenance. That was on my shopping list. I was like, the house has to be on the road because I don't want to have to pay all the money to maintain these stupid farm driveways that are a kilometer long.
Because I'm away in the winter for forestry.
I'm like, ain't no one want to plow that. Ian's like, we could buy a plowing truck, and I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. Just like, no. And then, yeah, so this place was perfect because it had just this big chunk of open, it was like a field when we bought it. So.
It was so much possibility.
Yes.
Mhm.
So much grass to kill, and we've only just begun.
Yeah, we got 3/4 of an acre.
There's still so much more grass to kill.
Yeah. As we irrigate new areas and then the grass grows, we're like, okay, now you die.
I figure like a decade. It'll take me a decade to kill all the grass.
Yeah.
And then we'll be set. Probably 5 more years of overseeding our lawn with clover till the clover overtakes all the grass. But I know that's why we had to get chickens. Kill all that grass for us.
Yep.
Strip it down to bare dirt. That's what we need more than eggs.
Okay.
Okay,
We're wrapping
going.
it up.
Okay, thanks so much for hanging out, guys.
Yep. Be
Hey.
safe wherever you are.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next time.